In this video we're going to be going through this everyday carry bag that I've had with me for the last 6 or so years. Everyday carry is definitely a subject, a niche that I very much enjoy. I think it adds a lot of value to not only my life but the people in my lives too. And this pack has been upgraded, changed, tested, and I want to talk to you about what's inside and maybe give you some tips and new things to think about. Also, I just like talking about it because it's cool. So before we dive in, and there's chapters in this video so you can jump to whichever part you want, I just want to touch on why I have an everyday carry bag of this size and why it is so important to me. And essentially I started traveling the world full time about 7 years ago, and it took me about 2 weeks to realize that the pockets on my shorts were A, too small, B, not secure, and just didn't really give me that much positive feeling, and I kept losing stuff, and I was always carrying the same things. So I was like, maybe a smaller bag like this would help. This one made its way into my life, and it's gone through various setups, different variations, and as I get older and step more into the king of my own reality, where I have more responsibilities, more people dependent on me, it becomes more and more important as to what's in this, because I know that if it's with me, if it's on my person, I am a certain resource to many people, and it also means that I can pretty much go anywhere in the world with just this pouch and survive. Not forever, but for a pretty good amount of time. It's very resourceful. So you don't have to carry one this size. It's like a man bag, I've heard it called before, but I think I used to get ripped on a little bit by some of my older acquaintances, but they're not in my life anymore, and I still carry this. And it's called the Gooch for a reason I'll share at the end. I don't know if I can get this on the tight shot. Catherine made me this before we were married. Pretty cool, quite artsy. So let's just go into the outside, because I added these. These are Maratech pull straps, and very simple touch, but made a lot of difference. Just makes it a whole lot easier to open and, I don't know, hold like that. So let's just dive into it. I'm just going to pull things out. We'll actually start in the front, because why not? Let's see what we got in here. Oh, this is a jar of patchouli. It's my natural aftershave of choice. It's just a roller. It smells real good. Kind of makes me smell like a hippie, really. But I guess that's what I am. Look at that. Is that just going to slide down? Excellent. Excellent start. I'll have to put it on here where it's got more grip. Oh, we got a harmonica in here, in case I'm somewhere that needs me to rip a couple of tunes. That's in there. We got earplugs. These are for various applications, obviously. In more recent years, these have been used for woodwork, chainsaw work, but in the past, when you're traveling, you're on a plane, a boat, a train, and someone's snoring, people eating out loud, I hate that. So I always have those with me. There's 2 sets here that are kind of tangled up, but it's worked out pretty well that it fits around the back of my head. There's that thing about tangling wires, isn't there? Just the scientists can't work out why it happens. Next up, we got matches. These are just regular strike anywhere. 32 of those. You never know when you need some matches. Many applications for that. This little bundle here is just a mixture of things. That's a broken SD card. Wouldn't recommend carrying that. These are titanium toothpicks, but also have other applications. If you need to be punching a hole into something, having a pointed piece of titanium like that helps, and I've used those for various applications and rarely as a toothpick, and you'll see why in a minute. This is a dog tag. It has my details on, and because of my health history with chemotherapy, I have to have a different type of blood if I was ever to be given it, and it tells the people on here what type of blood I need. This is a money carry safe. I'm not going to open it because it's hard to get the money back in, but there's money in here, and it's waterproof. It's a canister. It's pretty nice. This is a portable lighter. Here, a small one, but it broke, and I've never got around to fixing it, which I probably should do. This is a bell. It's actually my mom's, and I think it was her mom's, and her mom's mom, so maybe 4 generations. Kind of like the way it sounds, reminds me of my mom. So that stays with me. This is a small compass because you need that. You need to know where you're going. So they live on there in the front, and that's all together. Pretty useful, actually. This is a chapstick. Keep the lips dry, but also when you got a bald head like me, even though you get ripped on in YouTube comments, I like being bald. Sometimes gets dry. This is a portable version. The wife actually makes the contents of this. The package is not hers, but the inside is, and it's replaceable, refillable. Gets used a lot, especially in the summer here when it's hot. What else we got in here? Oh, the domino from the domino video. If you haven't checked the domino video out, go do so. Seemingly performing exceptionally well on this channel. So that stays in there to remind me of good things. And then, we got anything else in here? Yeah, we have an old earplug, kind of like a stinky earplug. That got replaced. That shouldn't really be in there. I should probably clean this pack out more than I do. And then this is a titanium mini, what word do they use for that now? Thing, and you can use it to pull rope, but it's made of titanium, which means it's essentially invincible. You can use this to open cans, bottles, get yourself out of a pinch, and I just think it looks cool. This was actually government surplus, so it's like military grade. Pretty cool. Get that on there. And that's the front of the pouch. I'm going to move into the back here. We've got a phone. This is a Google Pixel 4. Does the job. Calls people. Notebook. Very essential for keeping track of day-to-day activities. I have my to-do list in here. I have a list of affirmations in here. I'll probably do a whole other video on how I set this up, but it allows me to keep track of key events, money outgoings, work on the car. It allows me to note down ideas at jobs with clients when I'm on the go, and it keeps me off my phone. And I think that having a paper notebook on you at all times is mandatory. You can obviously use the paper for fire if needed too, and this is kind of a new one. I'm obviously changing these out pretty frequently as I fill them up. This is a leather one. Pretty nice. I like it. Look to get a refillable at some point. Got a pack of bicycle playing cards in here in case I need to hustle some homies in an airport, or we're out with friends and somebody wants to play a game. I'm the guy that carries the cards, and I have been that way for many years. And it's A, made me a lot of friends, but B, a relatively good amount of money over the years with poker. Got another pair of sunglasses in here. These are kind of backups actually. These just stay in here because they don't have a case. They're kind of not the best. Not as good as these. Got gifted these ones. These are Burberry. They're nice. Money and card wallet. I wanted one of these for ages and I couldn't decide on which one to get. There's so many different types. And then we went to a rummage sale, a garage sale here somewhere, and a guy had this for 15 cents, and I was like, is that correct? That shouldn't be on loud, should it, while you're doing a video? Put that on mute. I was like, 15 cents, really, pal? And he was like, yeah, I just want to get rid of it. And it's like full grain leather, multiple pouches, and obviously it's got just typical card slot things in, identities, whatever that really is. Wholesale cards, and then always carrying cash. Usually try to carry 100 with me. I don't know what will be in here. 60, and then there's more in the middle. So always try to carry 100, and I want to up that really, but it just is with the way that business and life works. I'm obviously doing a lot of things digitally, but carrying cash has a lot of benefits for obvious reasons. Gets you out of pretty much most trouble. This was once upon a time a joint holder from Common Citizen, back when we used to smoke joints, but it has been repurposed into a pencil holder. So I've got 3 little golf course pencils in here. That's for the notebook, but then also if other people need a pencil, you never know, that's in there all the time. And I just like the case, I think it's super cool, and the way it slides off. I mean, that mechanism is for a joint. Oof. Now it's pen holder, lovely. These are why I don't use the titanium toothpicks, because these are also my alternative for chewing gum. And it says on here tea tree, but they're actually cinnamon, and I got given these because they were, an old client of mine ran a Whole Foods store, nature food store, and they had a whole delivery of these with the wrong label on. So she was like, do you want a pack? And I was like, yeah. and I use them quite a lot. I think it gives you kind of that OG, I'm going to hustle you vibe, but also instead of using chewing gum, these are what I use to freshen my breath nowadays. I don't really like chewing gum. We got a multi-use reusable spork and fork when you're out eating. I don't like single-use plastics, so I always have that with me because I like to eat. You know what I'm saying? I like to eat. We've got mystery pouch in here. Let's see what's in here. Not the cleanest pouch, but keeps things more organised. We've got a lock. You need to lock things up. I use this at gyms when I'm on the road travelling and you need to secure a locker. Just good to have one with you. You can also, I don't know, keep kids safe. And then this is a knife sharpener from a fillet knife, a fillet knife. And I always muse on what's more efficient to carry with you when travelling internationally, a knife or a knife sharpener. Probably a knife sharpener because it's easier to get through security and you can sharpen other pieces of metal into a knife, but I don't really know if that's true. And then this is just generic string orange, came from a whistle that is now being replaced. And I carry that with me to tie stuff up. There's multiple uses for string and you never know when you need that in a bind. Obviously takes up no room, no weight. And it keeps on going, don't it, this? We got here, this is a necklace that my friend's daughter gave me on a whim, and it spells out father. And I thought that was pretty cool. Obviously that is high on my priorities list, and it's what we're working on. So I like to carry that with me as good vibes. She didn't have to give me that, but she was like, I want to give you a gift. And it spells father. I think it's pretty cool. So that lives in the bag. Good energy in there. Then we got this, which is first and foremost a flashlight. It looks like this is unscrewed, so it has a flashlight. Pretty powerful one, I don't know how many lumens, but it's pretty useful. But it is also doubles as a taser, which is pretty useful. Obviously has many applications. And at the end here, this is a, well, that was still a bit electrified. Whoosh. This is a reinforced end, so you can use it as a weapon, break windows, faces, whatever needs to be done. And I like carrying this with me. I've seen too many negative incidences with humans and animals to not warrant having that with me for the weight of it. And if I could carry alternative self-defense mechanisms like firearms, I would. That's something I'm in the process of doing, but until my visa is fully approved here in America, it's a grey area that I don't want to play around with too much. So for now this works, and at the time of recording I also just found a non-lethal firearm looking device that I'm pretty certain I'll be investing in and carrying with me, because even though I definitely pray for peace all the time, I'm the protector of a unit and you need to have the right tools to help you. Sharpie, thick. I like the thick tips for carrying, just because it's a little bit easier to write on stuff and you don't have to be super accurate, so that's always in there. And then we have another just regular ballpoint pen. You want to be that guy when someone's like, have you got a pen? And you just go, here's a pen. I used to have a Rotring 600 and I stopped the losing phase, like a boy loses stuff all the time. I stopped that, but seemingly that pen has eluded me, bizarrely, because we live in a small place. But that was a way better pen, but this is just a regular ballpoint, does the job. And then we have the everyday, throwing it around, the everyday carry knife. This is from a company called Bespoke Post. I was into that for a while, having boxes delivered. They had this Damascus knife. It's just a simple lock blade, and it looks kind of nice. The handle is bone and walnut, and it's Damascus steel, but I've been very disappointed with the performance. I haven't got around to changing it yet, because whilst I think it's mandatory to carry a knife, I don't use it as often as I did when I had a previous role, so I haven't got to the point of needing a really super sharp knife. But this has not been great, and I don't like to throw shade at other companies, but Bespoke Post, I was very disappointed with the quality of their products. They sent 2 of these out. The tip on the first one broke. The second one stays sharp for about 15 seconds. So that's high on the list to get changed when the time is right. Got a money clip here, but typically I'm keeping the money in this pouch since having it, so maybe I could put that on there, I don't know, but that's on there. And then I think that's that in there. Oh, this is just, might not even be able to get this out, this is just a little small piece of hemp wick for setting things on fire a little bit more efficiently. Put that there. I think that's it in those pouches. And then in the back here, the last part is, I don't know how I summarise what this is here. Yeah. Oh, I've got an elastic band in here, similar to the orange string, just good for holding various things together. And then in the back here, what always comes with me, these are a selection of letters and keepsakes from various people, mainly the wife. The big long ones are from the wife, but I've got ones in here from my mom, from people that I've met along my travels that wrote me nice notes. And I definitely know, you don't have to believe this, but I know that everything carries an energetic resonance, and artifacts of this nature resonate very highly. And whenever I'm traveling, I like to have that with me, and it's with me all the time. If I'm ever feeling down or sad or lost my way, I reread these and they give me direction, love, energy, and they're more valuable than anything because these are one of one. I'm a big letter writer too, so I like to keep those in the back. And that's really it. Having all of these artifacts with me all the time means that I'm very resourceful to a lot of people, including myself. It means that I don't have to worry too much about reusing stuff. I have small forms of protection, and it's easy. It's just one bag, slings over, relatively compact. This is from Jack Wolfskin, the company, and the reason, if you stuck around to the end, that it's called the Gooch is because when I first started doing the internet money business lifestyle, I went through a period of success, and I was traveling with other groups of men, and there was a couple of women in there, but mainly men, that were also doing business, and we were doing pretty good numbers, and we were young, you know. And when you start to make like 2k, 3k a day, every other day for a while, money changes hands, and it changes your perception of it. And we were in Hawaii once, and there was like 5 of us, and we went to the Gucci store, and they had sling bags like this that were like $1,200, and I was in the position to be like, right, well, I need a bag, I'm gonna get one of those. And I went in, and the quality was dreadful. It was absolutely dreadful. I was like, who's paying for this? And then the silly buggers I was with, they bought it because obviously the status symbol, it's Gucci, it's this and it's that, and they all ended up buying the same ones or similar ones. No, I just wasn't into that. So when I got back to England, it's like my mom could read my mind. She had this ready for me as a gift, and I was like, cool. So when I went back to America, I started calling this the Gooch, kind of mockingly, because it was my version of their $1,200 Chinese stitched fucking fake bullshit. And that just kind of stuck, and then I started to call it the Impenetrable Fortress, and Catherine made me this little tag with the Gooch painted on, and it's just reminds me of the values that I have in a lot of ways, that I don't really buy into the perceived value of brands and I'm wearing Gucci, baby, all that shit. But it's the Gooch to me, and it's kind of like a mocking personality thing, but that's why I call it that. So this being my everyday carry, let me know which parts you like the most. Were there any surprises? Is there anything that you'd add into this? I'm always looking to recalibrate, and right now there's no daily task that I don't feel I do that would not be covered by all of this. That's why I carry it, that's why it's been tested, and I feel resourceful, useful, empowered when I carry all of this. So it's pretty cool. If you carry an everyday carry and you want to talk about it, share a video, comment a link, whatever, and we'll get to it. Thank you very much for watching. This has been Unboxable Kings. This has been my everyday carry version 1, August the 9th, 2024. I'm sure there'll be more of these coming because I fucking love it. Do you love it? I just love, I don't know, something about it's pure. But thank you very much for watching. I appreciate being here. Live free and as the king you were meant to be, and I'll see you next time. Much love. Peace.